What's up, Cowboys Nation? Welcome back to Cowboys News TV. I'm your host, Dave, and today we've got some crucial updates regarding our Dallas Cowboys. After a hard-fought victory against the New York Giants, the Cowboys are facing a serious challenge with injuries to our top defensive ends, Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence. The team is now exploring external help to fill these huge gaps on defense. Before we dive into all the details, make sure you hit that subscribe button and enable the notification bell so you never miss out on the latest Cowboys news. Your support is helping us get closer to our goal of 12,000 subscribers, and we appreciate each and every one of you. Now, let's get into the meat of this situation. The Cowboys managed to pull off a big win against the Giants, but it came at a hefty price. Our star edge rusher, Micah Parsons, went down with a high left ankle sprain, and starting defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence suffered a right midfoot sprain. While Parsons is reportedly week to week, Lawrence is expected to be out at least 4 weeks, with the potential to land on IR. This leaves the Cowboys in a precarious spot, and you better believe they're looking for reinforcements to shore up the pass rush. Cowboys Nation, what do you think? How big of a blow are these injuries to our defense? Do you think the team should rely on the talent we have, or is it time to bring in some outside help? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and make sure to vote in our poll about whether the Cowboys should make a trade to fix this issue. Cowboys exploring external options. According to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, Dallas will be exploring external options to boost the pass rush. While they'll start by relying on their in-house talent, the Cowboys are actively evaluating players outside the organization. Here's the kicker: if you're hoping the Cowboys will make a big splash and trade for a player like Haason Reddick, don't count on it. Reddick's trade cost is reportedly too steep for the Cowboys, which means they'll likely be looking for more affordable options on the market. It's worth noting that Sam Williams, another key piece of our defensive line, went down with a torn ACL during training camp. His absence only adds more urgency for the Cowboys to find depth at the defensive end position. Now, the spotlight turns to rookie Marshawn Kneeland. According to Fowler, the Cowboys are high on Kneeland and will be leaning on him heavily during this challenging stretch. Kneeland has shown promise in camp, but he's about to be thrown into the fire on a much bigger stage. Alongside Kneeland, we've got Chauncey Golston, Tyrus Wheat, and Carl Lawson, but there's no denying this group lacks experience and depth. Cowboys Nation, are you confident in Marshawn Kneeland and the other young players stepping up? Or should the front office be more aggressive in seeking external help? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Your opinion matters, and we'd love to know what you think about the current state of our defensive line. Reinforcements needed ASAP. With the defensive end position looking thin, there's no time to waste. Jerry Jones and the Cowboys front office know how critical it is to have a strong pass rush, especially with the way our defense is built. Remember, the pass rush is the engine that drives our defense, and without it, the entire unit could struggle. Parsons and Lawrence aren't just any players, they're the heart of our pressure attack, and without them, quarterbacks are going to have a lot more time to operate against us. We've seen how effective the Cowboys' defense can be when they're at full strength, but now it's time to test our depth. The question is, will Jerry Jones make the right moves in the coming days to address this glaring issue? Cowboys Nation, who do you think the Cowboys should target if they go after external help? Are there any specific free agents or trade candidates you've got in mind? Let us know in the comments, and let's get a conversation going about who could fill these critical roles. What's next for the Cowboys defense? As we wait for updates on Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence, all eyes will be on how Dan Quinn adjusts the defensive scheme. We've seen Quinn work wonders with our defense, but this stretch is going to be a true test of his coaching abilities. With Parsons potentially out for several weeks and Lawrence's timeline still uncertain, we may see some creative adjustments from Quinn to make up for the lack of star power on the edge. Don't be surprised if we see more blitzes coming from our linebackers and secondary to generate pressure. But at the end of the day, depth matters, and that's exactly what the Cowboys are lacking right now. The defensive end rotation is looking thin, and even with Marshawn Kneeland stepping up, the team needs more reinforcements to stay competitive. Defensive ends are crucial in the NFL, and without the right depth, the Cowboys could be in for some long days ahead, especially with matchups against some high-powered offenses on the horizon. Speaking of matchups, Cowboys Nation, how do you feel about the upcoming schedule? With the injuries piling up, are you worried about our defense heading into the next few games? Let us know how you feel, and don't forget to participate in our poll to see what other Cowboys fans think. Injuries are a part of the game, but how a team responds to them is what separates contenders from pretenders. This is a critical moment for the Dallas Cowboys, and it's going to be interesting to see how Jerry Jones, Mike McCarthy, and Dan Quinn handle this situation. There's a lot on the line, and getting the right help, whether internally or externally, could make or break this season for the Cowboys. As the Cowboys gear up for a tough slate of games, including showdowns with teams like the Philadelphia Eagles and the San Francisco 49ers, the pressure on the defense is mounting. These are teams that can put points on the board quickly, and without Parsons and Lawrence leading the charge, it's going to be a tall task for the Cowboys to keep up. Dallas will have to rely heavily on its depth and coaching to stay competitive, and that brings us to an important question: is this defense deep enough to hold the line? While the Cowboys' secondary has been solid, led by Trayvon Diggs and Stephon Gilmore, even the best cornerbacks can't hold coverage forever. A weakened pass rush puts more pressure on the secondary to perform at an elite level on every snap, and that's not a sustainable strategy. If the defensive line can't get to the quarterback, even top-tier coverage players will struggle to contain big plays. It's a ripple effect that could spell disaster for the Cowboys if not addressed immediately. Before we wrap things up, here's a quick reminder: if you haven't already, subscribe to Cowboys News TV and turn on those notifications so you never miss an update. We're getting closer to hitting 12,000 subscribers, and your support helps us keep bringing you the best Cowboys content on YouTube. If you enjoyed this video or found it informative, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your fellow Cowboys fans. Alright, Cowboys Nation, that's all we've got for you today. Let's keep this conversation going in the comments. Who do you think the Cowboys should target for some defensive end help? Do you think we have enough talent on the roster to ride this out? Share your thoughts, and let's get a great discussion going. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back with more updates as the situation develops, so stay locked into Cowboys News TV for all your Cowboys news and analysis. Until next time, stay strong, Cowboys Nation, and as always, go Cowboys!